guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. We're back at my favorite filming location, right in my very own backyard, because guess what? We have that Jeep product that's been around for quite some time. This is it. This is a redesigned, but also totally new model. This is a 2022 Jeep Grand Cherokee, but that's not the big surprise. This is the Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe. But before we get into this partially electrified, yes, electricity, but also with that great off-road capability, let's talk about what the heck is going on here. Jeep. You'd have to be living under a rock, in a cave, underwater, all of that combined, to not know when people think Jeep, they think Wrangler, that traditional Jeep. This, though, the Grand Cherokee, has been around for a long time, not as long as the Wrangler, but for a very long time, and really was one of those very early adopters of that SUV off-road capability, but also everyday usability. Now, of course, we're moving towards full electrification, and Jeep is one of those companies that's making those plans and strategies. This is the next step in the evolution of the Grand Cherokee. So what does that mean? This has a plug-in electric hybrid capability. So we have electric motors, we have the good old-fashioned internal combustion engine that's gonna help with efficiency, that's also gonna help with power and torque. But what I want to find out is, for the money, should you go bigger? Should you go Chevrolet Tahoe or maybe GMC Yukon? Those are two of the little bit larger SUVs in that segment that are also off-road capable. So let's go ahead, let's dive into our pure white Grand Cherokee Overland and find out, is it the ultimate one that you should be buying over the competition? Let's go ahead and find out. Right off the bat, the color. White, for some reason, really shows the body lines very nicely on the redesign. Remember, this is a whole new generation of the Grand Cherokee. So when we start at the front of the business, just like we brought to you way back when we were talking about Grand Cherokee L's, you're gonna get the new restyle headlight design, full LEDs. Love the way we got nice bright LED lights. They did a great job with their daytime running lamps and turn signals. And guess what? Fear not, they did not forget the people that love fog lamps. You have LED fog lamps. The big zonk though, WTF. What is going on here? They need to make this portion functional. Looks great. I just would like to see a little bit of airflow, especially for like a corner air curtain to kind of get that air out the front, you know, around the front and down the side of the vehicle. But as we come across the 7-slotted grille, that's how you know you're looking at a Jeep product. Every single Jeep has the 7-slotted grille. It all goes back to some old wives' tale that somebody told a friend, that told a neighbor, that told an uncle's, aunt's, cousin's, sister's, brother's grandmother, that Jeep was the first company, car company, to be on all 7 continents, including Antarctica. Let me know if you think that's true in the comment section. We're just gonna roll with it. You do get a forward-facing camera, and to show that off-road worthiness, it does have a washer. So a very powerful sprayer to spray off that camera as you're going through the mud. You do have some bright chrome. That's part of the Overland. They do have other trims as well that have dark blackout exteriors. I don't mind it. It's not too blingy. Now in the center section here, you're gonna get some nice flat black. I like the way this is functional. And one way to know from the front of this vehicle that this is a 4xe are the bright blue tow hooks. So those are the tow hooks that you're gonna pull the Tahoes and the Yukons, maybe even a Sequoia. That's another one, especially that's a hybrid, that you could pull out from the mud, from all of that muck when they're stuck, and it's a nice bright blue. Overland gets a totally different front fascia. We reviewed the Summit, and if you haven't seen that trim, I'll have it at the end of this one. Much different front end. The Overland actually comes down at a sharp angle to give you greater ground clearance and approach and departure angles. Of course, we have that quadra-lift suspension you could raise and lower right from behind the wheel, the business end. So that's another thing to give you that class-leading ground clearance. Now, when we get up onto the hood, just like the other Grand Cherokees, simple body lines. I like the way the Jeep badge is clean, legible, and you'll notice the blue. The blue is another representation of this being the 4xe, and it's not 4xe. It's not some weird triple X thing, 4xe. That's how they say it in Jeep speak. Now, when you come around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire. You're actually gonna get wheels specific to the Overland. So what you're gonna notice are these 20-inch wheels. I'm okay with the nice, clean design, V-shaped all the way around with the machined aluminum, metallic gunmetal gray finish. You got nice large rotors, and then I'm gonna have Steven kind of work his camera magic, show the upper control arm, and you can see a little bit of that Quadra lift suspension. It's an air ride suspension. It's all a closed off loop system and allows the vehicle to rise and lower all by the touch of a button or the mode that you're in. Another thing that I love compared to some of the competition, no flat black. We got the pure white sprinkled everywhere, all the way around the fenders. And if you ever wondered, hey, does Jeep have a unique shape to their fenders? Yes, that opening, you look at any Jeep, it always has that trapezoidal type of shape to it. That is something that is unique to Jeep. Just a little fun fact the next time you're on Jeopardy. Coming down the side, what do we got? Gloss black on the mirror caps. These are electric folding. We're gonna get 360-degree cameras, a little bit of chrome, and I kind of like the way it comes off of the window trim. So it comes off and extends out with the window trim. The great news about this, if you're comparing it to a Sequoia, Sequoia comes standard 3-row. Yes, you could get a Yukon extended version that's also a 3-row, or the Tahoe, but we're talking 2 rows on this Jeep Grand Cherokee. So I like the way you could option that as a 2-row. On the midsection, you have the Grand Cherokee name with the good old US of A American flag, the blue popping from behind the Grand Cherokee font. That lets us know that this is the 4xe. A little bit of chrome on the door handles. And I like the way they did the bright, shiny metalwork only across the top, not on the bottom. That's another nice touch. You're gonna get very slim and trim roof rails. Same thing, it's a combo deal. Gloss black with some of that shiny chrome finish. And then one of my favorite things is how they bring the trim. They actually carry it and then waterfall it down to flow into the rear pillar here. But you got a good sized quarter window, nice sized windows for all the passengers sitting in the back seat and the front. And then as we kind of whip it around, what do we got going on here? You're gonna have your nice low roof spoiler, color matched shark fin antenna. You see this camera up here? This isn't for the backup camera. This is for the digital rear view mirror, and you got a washer on it. This, we got a zonk. They could have easily put that bad boy underneath there. You got your Overland badge with the blue. What does that represent? Yes, 4xe. And then as we kind of come across, I like the way they went trim and slim with the black setup and the Jeep badge, and then working it way all the way down. We got the 4xe, and what's cool about the 4xe badge, it actually represents a plug. Because remember, this is a plug-in electric hybrid. Why do we have the blue? Like I said, because it is a hybrid vehicle, plug-in electric hybrid, and that is a 4xe. This fake vent thing needs to go. I don't even know what the point is on that, but I do like the way they have the exhaust finishers on each side, functional exhaust, and of course this panel comes off and you could tow with your Grand Cherokee 4xe. Plus we got the lithium-ion battery pack, but why don't we pop the hood, talk power and numbers of this new Jeep. All right guys, we got the hood popped. You do have hydraulic hood struts. Now underneath the hood, I know you're gonna say, Joe, is there even an engine in there? This is not April Fool's Day, I promise. There is an engine. You got a simple, small engine cover. It says Jeep and the word turbo. What are we talking about? We're talking about a 2-liter inline-4 turbocharged engine. Now the good news is, before you hit stop on the recording and end the video, we're talking about that turbocharged engine with 2 electric motors. That's gonna give us 375 horsepower, 470 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. We got that lithium-ion battery pack, 0 to 60 in 6.8 seconds, top speed 115 miles an hour, and the vehicle weighs 5,500 pounds. Now guess what? This is more power than the V8. Plus, EV range, let's talk about this. Full EV, so you could go full EV, just the battery and the electric motors, that's a 26-mile range. MPGs, 24 in the city, 23 on the highway, but combined MPGEs, you're looking at 56 of those combined MPGs. Now, obviously, when comparing this to the Sequoia, we would look at that new iForce Max engine. That's going to be that turbocharged, twin turbocharged V6 that's hybrid, not plug-in hybrid, but hybrid technology. And then, of course, if you're looking at Tahoe or Yukon, you could go diesel or you could go with the big old V8. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire this up and see what it looks like in motion. All right, guys, we're inside this 2022 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe. And like I was saying, I think that if you're looking at a Yukon, if you're thinking of a Tahoe, and those are a little too big, this might be the right fit. And I think another thing, people are going to really compare this to the new Sequoia, especially with the way they did the interior. Now, I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I'm a Toyota man. My great-great-great-great-granddaddy had a Toyota. I got to have a Toyota, but I'm liking this Jeep. Can you persuade me to get it? Well, first of all, I'm not here to persuade you. I'm here to give you the information, especially the zonks, but I know you want price. Well, get ready. I hope you're sitting down and you're not eating a Twinkie right now. MSRP, the way this one is optioned, is $75,000. Let's see how it stacks up to the competition, to the door panels. Now, right away, you're gonna see an all-new Jeep. Soft touch material that's real, not fake, real open pore wood. And that's a Sequoia. They did that on purpose because of the Toyota Sequoia. If you notice that top little button all the way above number 1, massage seating for both the passenger and the driver, 2 memory seat settings, wonderful stitching, a little too much gloss black around that switchgear. That's definitely a zonk, but I like the soft touch on the armrest. Decent size door pocket. You're pretty much going to be able to get, I think, one Nathan's Coney Island hot dog and a Nathan's corn on the cob, and of course an IBC root beer. We got the Macintosh sound system with the tasteful speaker grill covers. The name lights up at night, looking good. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, the first thing you're going to notice, 10.25-inch screen for your passenger, all touchscreen. We got that Amazon Fire TV, so you can watch your movie on Amazon Prime and then come out to the vehicle and watch it. You could even get into your navigation, and we got a Wi-Fi hotspot. So that's technology you're not going to find in the Sequoia. More of that wood finish, the wonderful stitching, and then guess what? We got another 10.25-inch screen. This is the Uconnect 5 system, and what we got, of course, is navigation, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. I go into vehicle settings. We could pick up our surround camera all the way around. Pretty good on the resolution, the trajectory. You could go all the different angles. This is what my favorite angle. I couldn't find Steven because he was taking a nap. He was actually laying on the parking lot ground taking a nap. Or you could go out the front and then watch this. Nice, look at that. It sprays the water. Stuff like that you're not going to get in a Sequoia, but it also shows that technology piece. You even go into your different comfort settings with air conditioning and everything. So there's you, that's what you look like. And then you could adjust all the temperature, dual climate control. We got 3 stages of heated seats, 3 stages of ventilated seats, and then we got a heated steering wheel. So they got you covered there. You got your dual climate control, actual knobs and switches if you don't want to touch the screen. And then one thing I want to show you all the way up here, you see that little blue battery? That's for eSave. So you could actually charge the battery while you're driving with the regen braking ability of this vehicle, and you don't use the battery power in the lithium-ion battery, and then you could actually shut that off and go full EV. A little gloss black heavy, so we're definitely going to zonk this area. But I think most people, like I said before, if I could open that up, is going to drive around. You're going to drive around like that because you got your wireless charging, USB-A's, 2 of them, USB-C's, 2 of them, HDMI, 12 volt, and an aux jack. They got more connections than Radio Shack, or like they used to call the Shack. This toggle switch is to raise and lower your Jeep Grand Cherokee as you're driving over the competition. This guy right here is for going into the different gears with your ZF 8-speed automatic. You got your mode selector, rock, sand, mud, snow, auto, and sport. You got your 4-wheel drive low, hill descent control, more gloss black, but we open that up, 2 cup holders. You got the Jeep key fob, very nice. Flip it around, you got remote start. You could play your red horn all day long. Soft leather with the stitching. Open it up, what do we got? So what's great about this is that, you know when you were back in elementary school, you used to collect marbles? You could put your marble collection in there so you don't lose your marbles. See what I did there? And then you open it up, you got another USB-C, a USB-A, and then what you could do is you could actually fill this up with your Native American arrowheads that you collected while you were out in North Carolina and Tennessee in that area, that Cherokee region. You could keep all those in there and keep them safe. Close it up. You see leather? This is Napa leather all the way down, super soft. I love the piping, the stitching, the Overland badge. Everything coming down is all soft touch, of course. And then you got your full power assist for the passenger, power assist for the driver, massage, and I'm not done yet. We got this massive panoramic sunroof. More glass than what they use over there at JCPenney here at Countryside Mall. And then on top of that, look at this. There's that digital rearview mirror I was telling you. Nice clear resolution. Guess what? Sequoia has it now too. So just something to think about. I'm gonna put it on myself here. But you know what? I think you need to come over to the business end. I got digital dash I want to show you coming over in the Jeep Grand Cherokee. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do get a little bit of a Jeep aluminum sill plate. I was just looking for something a little bit more with some LED lighting or something. Look at all the seat controls. I mean, this is more than those crazy massage seats that they sell in the Brookstone stores in the mall. Or Sharper Image. Remember Sharper Image? You wouldn't find a massage seat with that many settings. So kind of crazy that they're able to bring that kind of versatility. I'm 6 feet tall. I feel amazing in here. This is one of those vehicles that if you ever get kicked out of your house, you probably just sleep in it right behind the wheel. That's how comfortable it is. Steering wheel, just like the dash. I love the wood finish. A little bit of gloss black, nothing too crazy. Nice silver trim. Look at the great stitching. And then of course the Jeep badge, a little bit more stitching on the horn button. We got of course the paddles for the ZF 8-speed automatic. You got electric tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And then you got 10.25-inch digital display. You could show navigation. You could show all sorts of information. I could show how the 4x4 system works in here. We can go through our Sirius XM. We even remember have night vision on this particular option setup. Even going to gauges. Watch this. Let me bring this back up real quick. I could go into my gauges here. Look at that. Very cool. Nice to have all that readout of information. And then, one last thing I want to show you. Here's your 3 choices. So you could do full hybrid. You could do the 26-mile range of electric just by hitting the button, or you do eSave. What eSave does is allows you to save the battery, the lithium-ion battery pack power for when you go to the trail, and then you could do it totally quiet. It's a really interesting experience. It allows you to be one with nature. My advice is try to have an animal in the car with you. No, not one of your kids, like a rabbit, a fox, a raccoon, a possum. That'll help bring you closer to nature. Maybe even a bear, what the hell. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the back seat and see how much room we have for the whole wildlife in your area in this Jeep Grand Cherokee. All right, guys, backseat time in the good old Jeep Grand Cherokee. And obviously things have changed. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, my mom had a 9-passenger station wagon. The most exciting thing was who was gonna sit in the back seat because it faced out the back window. In the back seat of this Jeep Grand Cherokee, your passengers are gonna be spoiled because guess what? We have the optional rear seat entertainment. 2 nice large monitors. They actually pivot on their stand for the shorter riders, and supposedly Jeep did so much work to the hinge that they say it will never wear out and just be like this. So that's good news. Nice solid feel. We got all our different applications from YouTube to, most important is going to be Netflix and obviously Prime Video. Watch this. You hit the little car setting. You could adjust the AC, the rear AC right from the screen. And there's the Are We There Yet app so that your kids don't bother the heck out of you saying, are we there yet? Real easy to use, and I like the way it's all touchscreen. You can also use this fancy dancy remote. My guess is that your kids are probably going to break it within a week of owning it. That'll be, or lose it. Either break it or lose it. My advice is like maybe get some kind of attachment so they can wear it around their neck as a necklace. But I'll throw it up there. Maybe we'll find it. Maybe we won't. We do have those pesky cargo nets. The good news is you can put a teddy bear back here. You can put a Barbie doll. You can't put any knives, daggers, or Chinese throwing stars because that will rip right through that. So hopefully your kids have the softer toys and not the sharper toys. You know, kids today. Anyways, back little command center. We do have our dual climate control, which is nice. And then you got your rear AC vents, heated seats, but no ventilated seats. WTF, that's a zonk. Flip that down, you got your home power source, USB-Cs, USB-As. I got plenty of room over here. I got my own monitor, plenty of headroom, even got the manual security shades. So this is actually pretty cool. So let's say you're a teenager and your mom or dad lets you borrow the Jeep Grand Cherokee. Yep, I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna Netflix and chill. That'll stop the people from peeping while you're Netflixing and chilling. But anyway, sitting in the back of the seat, they don't slide, but they do recline a little bit. Not too much to write home about. But the good news is you got a nice, large, soft, Charmin soft armrest, 2 cup holders. I just wish there were ventilated seats back here, especially when things start to get hot and heavy when you're Netflixing and chilling. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the back seat, or I should say the cargo area, because we don't have a back seat like the Sequoia in this Jeep Grand Cherokee. Right, guys, one of the most important parts of any SUV is going to be the cargo area. Now remember, comparing this to Sequoia, Sequoia's got a 3rd row. Now I know you might say, well Joe, I'll just leave the 3rd row down. Let me show you how much space we have and we'll see if your Sequoia has this much space. So you're just going to hit the button right under the P, and then as it lifts up, you could peek your head in to see how much room we have. With the rear seats up, you have 38 cubic feet of room. I love all the space that we have, especially on the driver's side. We got a 12 volt. So when you're camping, you could put in your little, air compressor and blow up some things if you're gonna go out in the lake. We have, of course, our subwoofer from that Macintosh sound system. We got a little nook for the emergency Twinkies. And then as we kind of bring it back around, what do we got? We lift this up. You got a full-size spare. Not a half size, not a donut, not a miniature, not a can of Fix-A-Flat. You have a full-size spare. And if you're wondering, well, what's this, Joe? Why does this say 4xe on here? Is this like a triangular pizza? No. You open this bad boy up, there's your plug-in. That's where you're gonna plug that into your home, the campsite, wherever you're at. Maybe you're just driving around with a generator. Just don't have the generator running in the back of the vehicle with the windows closed. That would be not good. But let's just take that, put it in there. If you're ever wondering where the heck is the button, you're gonna hit that button. That's gonna close it up. But you'll notice how much space you have compared to the Sequoia, because we don't have a 3rd row in this thing. Gets rid of the seatbelts and everything. But if you're ready, I'm ready. We got a 4xe. I got the keys and a full tank of gas. Let's go on throttle, Jeep style. All right, guys, we're in this 2022 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe, that Outlander edition. And really, right away, you feel the level of fit, finish, and luxury in this thing is phenomenal. If you want the latest technology, this thing has it. Not only with the passenger 10.25-inch screen, but all the tech in front of the driver, and up top you got that regen braking. You could turn it on or off. Right now I have it on, and that will actually recharge the lithium-ion battery. Seats are superb, ventilated, massaging, very comfortable, and then you got perfect visibility, of course, with our digital rear view mirror. Getting to the infotainment system is great. Obviously, not everything is sunshine and rainbows. Too much gloss black. Way too much gloss black. But like I said, I think most people are gonna operate theirs with at least the top door open and also the second door. But for the most part, I love the way you got your wireless charging, all of your USB connectivity, and then the many different screen readouts. I mean, it's not just like 8 separate screens. It's like you go through a cornucopia of information, and I really dig having the navigation right in front of you. Now, I think your passengers are going to be very happy as well in that back seat. The one thing we're missing at 75 grand is going to be those ventilated seats in the back. But I'm going to hit the massage button. It comes up. You could then touch on the screen. You want your lower back, extend. I want it on high. I want the rock climb. I want to do the whole thing. But here we go, on throttle. Wow. It's gonna surprise you how quickly this Jeep Grand Cherokee gets off the line. And even though you are getting a familiar sound from a 4-cylinder turbo engine, it's not super buzzy, which is great. They've been able to isolate the vibration and the noise pretty well from coming into the cabin. But you're gonna feel so comfortable in this thing, especially with the massage seats. I have it in sport. When you put it into sport, that lowers the suspension a little bit more, and obviously is gonna adjust steering feel. It's got a nice weight to it, throttle sensitivity, all those good things. Let's see how U-turn goes in this thing, because I know it's not a full size, but it still is a larger SUV. And as you can see, a U-turn, easy peasy, on throttle. Nice smooth shifts from that Torque Flight 8-speed automatic transmission. And then you're getting the grip of the 4x4 system. And when you're ready to go off-road, you can go off-road. That's the versatility of all this greatness, is having the capability of going off-road when you want to. And I'm telling you, every time we do a Jeep media event, they really put their products through their paces. But so easy to drive, so smooth. And then of course you got the Mechatesh sound system, over 700 watts of sound, nice clarity, and just really just super smooth and comfortable. And if you don't want to go 4xe, you don't have to. They still offer the V8, which is a nice option to have as well for people that want that naturally aspirated V8 power. But we're gonna get this out onto the highway and see how it drives. I think one of the great pieces of technology compared to the Sequoia is gonna be that night vision camera. It's mounted in the grill area, and it gives you a perfect view right on your digital display of what you're not able to see. Animals, kids, people, whatever on the side of the road. But nicely balanced. And I think, like I said, from a interior layout standpoint, probably one of the best in the business. And no, you cannot see, as the driver, I can't see what's on that passenger screen while they're watching their movies or watching Rady's Rides or whatever they're watching. But let's get up to speed. On throttle, here we go. 8-speed kicks down and we're off. I mean, you're able to merge and get up to speed so effectively in this thing. You're not gonna be wanting more power or torque. I mean, it is crazy what those 2 electric motors do for you with the 4x4 system. And then of course, everywhere you're feeling and touching, just a high level to really put the other brands on alert. Getting to the infotainment system, the Uconnect 5, it makes sense. It's easy to navigate through. I mean, there's our forward-facing camera going down the highway with trajectory. We can look out back, see who's tailgating you. And I like the way you could access that really nicely. Another thing I like is that with the front passenger seat entertainment, you can actually see what the people in the back are watching. So in case somebody's watching something that they're not supposed to, you could then lock them out of that or see what they're doing, which is really nice. But through this U-turn, smooth, here we go. You ready? On throttle, here we go. Look at that, all grip. And remember, this thing is no lightweighted. weighs over 5,000 pounds, but yet super smooth. And I think you're gonna like the handling even more in the 4xe because the lithium ion battery helps lower the center of gravity. And then when you're on the highway, you can just sit back from your hard day at work, get your massage, listen to some good music through the sound system, and then everything feels great. And then you're ready for the next journey, and you don't have to worry about range anxiety. You're getting some benefits of some full EV if you want to go full EV for the 26 miles, and you got the great e-save feature. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up and get back to where it all started. So I'll see you in a split second. Guys, it's been a crazy kind of day. We got the bugs making their noise. They're doing all sorts of mating and weird stuff behind me. But you know what? This Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe. Definitely want to thank everybody at Jeep for allowing Rady's Rides access to this press fleet vehicle. Let me know what you think. Is this the best recipe for success? A lot of people are running with their hair on fire towards full electrification. Is this the better way to go for now? Having that internal combustion engine, having the hybrid technology with the electric motors and the lithium ion battery? Let me know in the comments section. You going Sequoia? Are you going Grand Cherokee? I can't wait to find out. But if you are new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. We definitely got to thank Stephen Flood Photography, working the magic, doing his thing, holding the bad comments back just to make me feel better, but definitely make him feel better. Show him some love in the comment section. Thank you, Stephen, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.